Okay, the first thing anyone wants to know, does this weigh less than 250 grams? Yes, it does. 179, but that's without a battery. Let's put a battery on there. Is it still sub 250? Will you need to register yourself to fly this drone if you live in the USA or Canada or some of the other places where registration is becoming compulsory? Let's find out. Drum roll, please. No, you won't. It's a registration-free racing mini quad. And it's from ViFly. Let's take a closer look at it, because I'm kind of excited about this. Okay, let's be honest, the market's flooded with little mini quads, little micro quads. There are so many and they're all so similar. So why am I excited about this one? Well, because I've reviewed a lot of ViFly drones in the past, or multi-rotors, quadcopters, whatever you want to call them. I think we'll call them quadcopters. I've reviewed a lot of ViFly quadcopters in the past, and they've been a little bit different to most people, but they have been remarkably good design, sane, sensible, good quality, durable. Durable is one of the key things. So let's go back a bit in time. Ooh, special effects there. Right, look at that. This is one of the first ViFly mini quads that I reviewed, and really it's not a pretty thing, is it? But it is so robust and tough and functional, and it flies really well. And for people that are getting into mini quads or just wanted something that they didn't have to keep fixing and didn't necessarily want to go racing with, they just wanted a robust, what would you call this, I don't know, it's the Jeep of mini quads, because it just takes a beating and keeps on ticking. Maybe it's a Timex, I don't know. Anyway, the review of this is still online. You can go search my channel and you'll find the review of this thing. Some really unique features. Can't have really unique. It's either unique or it's not. Unique is not a relative, it's an absolute. So unique features, I think they're unique, I haven't seen them on many other quads, was this LED display that told you so much about what's going on, voltage, the video channel you're on, the power level you're on, cool stuff like that. So you could see it at a glance whether, just plug a battery in, oh, that's a flat one, plug another one, oh, that's good. Little things like that make life a little bit simpler. Metal frame which doubles as a carrying handle, which protects your battery as well. Brilliant idea. How many times have you broken batteries by crashing upside down onto concrete or something? Doesn't happen with this. That frame also provides support for the antenna. I'm not going to review this. I've reviewed it. Go and have a look at the review if you're interested. But lots of really good features. And then they come into the micro quad market with this thing. This is the R130, a 130 mil between motors mini micro quad. Again, same sort of concept, same camera, same sort of fairly simple design. And it flies really well. In fact, you can tell I've been flying this one by the tether, that sort of fluffy state of the end of the battery strap, which sometimes gets caught in the props. But look, it's still pristine despite all my attempts to break it. It is just a tough little fun. And that's the big thing, isn't it? If you're going to fly stuff, you want something that's fun. This is fun. But not reviewing these things. We're reviewing this, the X150, and it looks a lot different. They've really changed their concept. And when I first saw that, I thought, oh no, they've lost their point of distinction. They're just another X-carbon quad mini, micro quad maker. How upsetting that is. But no. I've been flying this and I love it. I love the way it flies. It flies so very well. And they've spent money in the right places with this quad. They haven't shortcut like some of the other quads I've seen coming out of China. Some of the ones this size have been pretty bad. In fact, I've got a few here which I haven't even reviewed because they're so bad. Investing the time would be a complete waste, and I don't think anyone's going to buy them anyway. But this, I like it. And I'll tell you why I like it. Let's step through some of the cool features and things I think that make this quad a little bit better than some of its competition. And here's the number one thing that really makes this little quad stand out. That blue thing, that camera there, it's not a knockoff. It's not a no-name CMOS camera that struggles to maintain its lighting with a horrible lens that looks like a fishbowl. It is a brand name camera. It's a Foxeer. If we look under there somewhere, if I can get them, no, I can't see. It's Foxeer. It won't focus, but it says Foxeer. It's a Foxeer camera. And it's a really, really good camera. It's fantastic. I flew today. I was blown away by the quality of that camera. So they've spent money in the right places. Now, I did complain a little bit about the cameras in the other ViFlys. They've been listening and they've thought, let's put some money into the camera. They've done it. Brilliant. This is a joy to fly because that image is crystal clear. There's very little distortion through the lens, even though it's a tiny little lens. It's not a big lens, as you can see. It's a little lens. But it's just a joy to fly because you can see where you're going. And those are really important things, being able to see where you're going. Next, we have the motors. They're not just a no-name whatever fell off the end of the production line. They're a Sunny Sky motor. Sunny Sky has a long history of producing some really quite good motors. They've had a few hiccups, but mostly their motors are a known quantity and known to be reasonably good. Now these are, what are they, 1406 I think they are, and they're rebranded with the ViFly logo as well. So the motors are good. Those motors have got plenty of power, and so when I flew this I was pleasantly surprised at how good those motors are. Those arms, they're 5mm carbon, 5mm thick, and it's a good thing they're thick because they're not very wide. As you can see, the width of them is probably in about 6mm, so they're more or less almost a square section, so it's important they're thick. And there's plenty of protection for the motors around here. It's reasonably well designed, that there's not too much meat being taken out here where the motor bolts are. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is see that shaft in there. It's a really small shaft. This is 1806 motor size shafts. Remember the old days of the 1806 motors with the original mini quads, and you just had to tap a tree and you'd bend a shaft? I worry that shaft may be so thin that these motors may suffer easily from bent shafts, but only time will tell. I haven't crashed this yet, so I don't know, but I will crash it and we'll see what happens. Now, as you can see, there's a stack here in the center of this quad. We've got a number of components. Right on the very bottom, we've got our 4-in-1 ESC and power distribution board. Next up, we have our flight controller, which is an F4, I think, running BetaFlight. Works extremely well. It certainly seems to be fine on the standard PIDs. Further up, we have a video transmitter, which is switchable from 25 milliwatts to 600 milliwatts, and it's 40 channels, so there's no fancy low band stuff in that. Just exactly what you need. It's good as gold. And there's a little button here. This little button here enables you to change all the setup parameters. And one of the really good things is that they have retained that feature from the early ViFlys there. Look at that. See, there's the LED display that tells you all that useful information about your current setup of your system, what your voltage is, your video channel, your power output, and all that sort of stuff displays on this bright LED. Underneath there's a little micro USB for the configuration of your BetaFlight. Has the OSD on board, of course. Unfortunately, it comes with the horizontal, was it horizon, automatic horizon, that sort of crap. Get rid of that, just knock it out. I've already set this one up. Took me about 8 minutes to set it up on BetaFlight. That included configuring the OSD to just the way I like it, and making sure that all the things were set up correctly. It came with arming on the sticks. I don't like that, because the first time you try to do an inverted flat yaw spin, you'll find out why. Because it will disarm on you if you turn the wrong way. I found that out the hard way, so I always have arming on a switch. Really, really important. I wish they had done that with this, but sometimes that's a personal choice. There's the other side of that stack. Yeah, really, really straightforward. Now, again, another thing I've noticed here, which I'm not that fussed about, there's no real support for this antenna. If you have a tree branch here, it's going to put a lot of stress down here. And also, if we look at the way that stack is constructed, there's no carbon in it. There's just these vertical spaces here. So you've got these brass vertical stacks here, these spaces. I have a feeling that in a crash, these will either strip or bend. So I'd love to have seen some carbon in the side here, just to give it some real strength. There isn't any. I am concerned that it may not handle some hard crashes very well, but we'll find out, especially a hard crash onto the top of that antenna, which puts a lot of leverage on that entire stack. I don't know, as I said, I haven't crashed it yet. Now, it's an underslung battery design, and it has this carbon plate on the bottom to protect the bottom of your battery, and it has these little rubber feet on it, which is great because it makes for a more stable sit on the ground. It's not going to rock too much backwards and forwards. That's a really kind of good idea. I haven't seen that on any other quads, actually. I don't know how long they'll last. They'll probably get knocked off on the first low pass, but you know, it shows that they're actually thinking about what they're doing with this machine. Okay, I'm sure you want to know what else came in the box, because other stuff did come in the box. Let's have a look. Spare set of propellers in yellow, which doesn't show the urine. I guess that's the only thing I can think of, but one set, really? Come on. This isn't a budget. This isn't your Chinese one hung low knockoff machine. This is a more expensive product. I would love to see 4 or 5 sets of props. I mean, it's not going to kill you, is it? $4 or $5 worth of extra props. That'd be so much better, because nothing is worse than getting a machine like this, which actually really, really flies nicely, and getting right into the groove, having a few smacks, and then suddenly finding all over until you get more props, because you've busted your props. Seriously, if you want to keep that wonderful experience going, just throw in 4 or 5 sets of props. Hell, even Sheen did it with the Wizard. They threw in a bag of useless props, but these props aren't too bad. They're plastic, they're not polycarb, so they're not going to last forever. Either give us some polycarb props or throw in some, plenty of spares. I would love to see that. If you're listening, ViFly, please consider that. I'm sure no one will object to that. And you get this bag here, which has a spanner for doing up your prop nuts, because nobody has spanners. These are a special size knot. I'd rather see some more props than the spanner. Everybody's got spanners. You know, you can buy them down at the local, you know, hardware store, not a problem. We get a couple of Allen keys, and again, I think most people have Allen keys. If you've been in this hobby for a length of time, you've collected 1,000,001 Allen keys. And then we've got some genuine 3M brand Velcro, probably for holding the battery into the bottom. And it's a couple of screws. I don't know what the screws are for. They're expecting something to fall off. I have no idea, but you get a couple of spare screws. So that, you know, that stuff, okay, that's fine. Stuff most of us already have, but it's there. So if you're a first time mini quad flyer, you'll find this useful. Now it comes in two forms. Oh yeah, it comes with a manual too. Manual, and it's a typical ViFly quality manual. It's got pictures, diagrams, little numbered parts and things. You won't go too far wrong with this. Does it teach you? Let me see. Some of these manuals are quite funny actually, because they try. Yeah, tries to teach you how to fly by showing you a diagram of what the sticks do. Never going to work. If you need to know this sort of stuff here, about the stick makes it go up and the stick makes it go left and right, you need a simulator. So they could leave that page out. I don't think that's really important. But anyway, back to if you buy the ready to fly, you're going to get a radio link transmitter. That's okay, radio link's okay, but you know, I think if you're starting to spend this sort of money, get yourself a Tyrannus QX7 and do it properly. But it comes in, as I say, bind and fly and ready to fly. The bind and fly, they give you instructions for the fly sky. They used to provide, I think it was a fly sky they used to have in these things, not sure. And pretty sparse instructions, but most of you, if you're doing bind and fly, you've already bound stuff, you already know what you're doing. It's not too much of an issue. It all seems to work quite well. And I just noticed the spanner that they have in the manual is not the spanner you get in the bag. Oh, inconsistencies, never mind. So yeah, manual's pretty good, no problems with that. Good as gold. That's about it. That's all you really get for your money. But it's not about what you get, it's about how it works. And I just love this thing. So I had so much fun flying this morning. Brilliant. Excellent. It's one of these, sometimes you fly a quad and you think, yeah, this is good. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Sometimes you fly a quad and you think, oh, I love it. Well, this is going to go in my I love it pile. I have a big pile of quads. I have quads coming in my ears, as you're probably aware. Not as many as Stewie from UAV Futures, but I still have a lot of quads. Yet I tend to fly just one or two of them because they're the quads that I just really love. Now I've got a Bolt 210, which I really love, but I don't fly it in as hard as I should because I don't want to break it. It's too nice. This thing, I will probably break it. I mean, as I say, this stack here is a bit bloody how you go, and I'll probably break this, and I'll cry when I break it. But I'm going to have so much fun with it in the meantime. The only problem I've got is I don't have enough batteries. This, as I say, in the instructions, I think it says you can have a 853 cell or a 554 cell. This is a 554 cell. This is the EH one. It's actually a really good battery. I'm quite impressed with this little battery in terms of the amount of energy in that little packet. If you compare it to something like the 850, this is not even twice the size. This is probably 40% more energy, but look how much bigger it is. This is the Hobby King Nanotech. Look at the difference in size. This is more than twice as thick. It's twice as thick, nearly twice as thick, but it's only got 40% more power. And it's heavier, not 250 grams if you use one of these. So it'll run 3-cell or 4-cell. I'm going to have to order some more batteries so I don't have to just charge and fly, because I'm going to have too much fun. There you go. I think I've covered everything. Hopefully I've covered everything. If I've forgotten something, I'm sure you'll remind me in the comments section below. But yes, I have to say that of all the little quads I've tried to date, this one has stood out in terms of the fun factor. And that's the thing we buy these things for, is to have some fun. I like it. I will do a follow-up, as I always try and do, because who knows, it may break in the next flight and I may get totally disgruntled with it because there's something there that I didn't notice which is extremely flawed. But so far, I love it. There you go. That's it. So I'm going to say thank you for watching. Questions, comments in the usual place. Thank you to my Patreon supporters, because through your kind donations, there's only one ad at the beginning of this video. And increasingly, I'm putting my videos up just a little bit ahead of time for my Patreon supporters to see without any ads at all. So there you go. Thanks very much. Bye for now. Just giving this little thing a flight. Now, Tim, you got your phone out. What for, mate?
I'm going to get one of these.
Are you impressed with that?
Pretty bloody good.
You think it's good?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. And, okay, Neil, you're watching. What do you think? You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do I get one from?
It's pretty impressive, isn't it? So, where to go? Oh, there he is. Tim's got it. Yeah. It's I must say I'm impressed too. That's a really fun piece of kit to fly. And the camera's good, eh?
The camera's nice and clear in it.
Very good camera.
Yeah,
there you go.
Through my goggles.
That's the ViFly X150. I don't often give a good, sort of a thumbs up to that degree, but this is definitely worth considering.